Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here. Back to take a few more cheap shots at Guy Fieri down in the gruesome guts and gastrointestinal grottos of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And yeah, they're cheap shots, I admit, but you know what? I'm not gonna apologize for it, because, you know, sometimes the cheap shot is the right shot to take. Guy Fieri's just sitting there as the easy mark. Sometimes you shoot at the easy mark. Think about it. Do you really need to go out and hunt the great white whale when you can take a rowboat just out past the breakers and have sardines or mackerels just jump into it? Yeah, sure, the mackerels don't taste great, and yeah, they're kind of a smaller, less impressive fish than Moby Dick, but you know what they won't do? Bite your leg off and give you a lifelong reason to hate the sea and everything in it. Plus, I'm not apologizing this because you know for a fact, if Guy Fieri was going to open a seafood restaurant, it would totally be called the Belly of the Beast. And it would be entirely pirate themed. Have guys coming up to your table in tri-corner hats and eye patches, and they'd be like, "Yar, matey, care to try a dash o' me donkey sauce on your salt pork and hardtack? Ha ha." While we're on the subject of whales, too, I mean, I suppose the other way they could go with that would be to go with like a Jonah and the Whale themed seafood joint instead, where you're literally eating inside the belly of a beast. But we're gonna camp here, by the way, too. I don't know if that one necessarily works as the belly of the beast thing, because it seems like if you're gonna go with like a Jonah and the Whale themed restaurant, whale would need to be on the menu, and that means that restaurant would have to be Japanese, because I think they're still the only country in the world that actively hunts whales. What is that, by the way? What's the proclivity for the Japanese to continue to like really want whale? What did whales ever do to you? Did they like do something to you as a culture? I don't get it. Did a whale kill your father? Is that what it is? Did they murder the Emperor of Japan at some point and the rest of us just didn't catch on to it? Or is it just that the research that you're so interested in conducting on whales is like specifically in how to make the most delicious whale sandwich? Is that what it is? Somebody definitely needs to stand tall here, and it needs to be somebody with a mortality debuff. I don't suppose you can do this to yourself, can you? No, absolutely not. Thor Girl doesn't have stress and doesn't need the stress relief, but I want to get rid of the accuracy penalty and the damage debuff, because Thor Girl is the bulk of our damage. Nobody is afflicted, so we don't really need Zealous Vigil. No one is diseased, so we don't really need anything we might get from our Plague Doctor, and we have 4 time left. Bless takes 3 of that time, but bonus dodge and accuracy for Thor Girl seems extraordinarily useful. I would like to get some stress relief on Diana Prince, though. I think the stress relief is probably overall more important, so let's just hit her with the double encourage. That's 30 stress relief. The overall party's in pretty good shape. Time to rest, and we did prevent nighttime ambush. You're ready for battle, let them come. Well, you're not ready for battle. We prevented nighttime ambush, so there's no need to worry. We're good.
The light, the promise of safety.
And now we're back to decision time. We definitely have to go to this room, so our decision can be delayed at least until we try to figure out whether we want to go this way or whether what's the most effective way to get us back to where we know the path is clear. I'm really leaning towards going around the outside. 1, because I love Eminem, and 2, because why not? Go around the outside, round the outside. We still have to go through 2 hallways either way, both of which are unexplored, but it seems like if we're skirting the outsides, we're way less likely to get involved with a fight with the Mammoth Cyst, and instead, we're more likely to fight these kind of trash mobs, who I think we've been having a little better luck with in general. And this might be a great opportunity for a stun if we don't ourselves get stunned here. Venomous Phlegm, so 6 damage. The mark really sucks. The beautiful dodge, though! These guys have a huge critical bonus against marked targets. Okay, so you guys are stunned. I'm not taking any more of that crap. Double stun, fantastic output, good work from Mary McCabe. And then I think we just go for the big heal here. I'm very worried about Mary McCabe taking like a critical followed by some kind of monstrously huge shot. We don't really need stress relief, so now's a great time for the Jacques. Good aggregate damage out of Havoc. Stun wears off. Here comes the Nash. 12 damage. That attack does really good damage against marked targets, too. That's the other thing. Thor Girl, even with her bonus dodge, did not manage to dodge, but she did resist the stun. Havoc's taking a little bit of banish. He resisted to move. All is right with the world. We got to kill something here, guys. That is not the start we needed, Thor girl. I think we got to go for the double blight. We're not going to go back-to-back on the stuns. That would just be getting greedy. Single target heal still seems the way to go. As long as we're marked, I'm gonna try and prioritize that single target. Another critical there from Alex Summers, and if we had landed that pick to the face, that man would be dead right now. Poor girl getting banished for her crimes. Just don't be stunned. Here comes the Nash. Okay, 9 damage. As long as it doesn't critical, I feel like we're okay here. Yep. Well, I mean, we knew it was coming. It was only a matter of time until one of those did critical. We need double kills here. Poor girl has redeemed herself slightly. Oh, this is bad. Oh, God.
More blood soaks the soil.
We had no chance to heal. Once again, the belly of the beast. I just can't win for losing. We keep catching one on... It's just so salty. There's no way we can fight our way through this now. We had the path. The doorway was open, man. The door was open. We definitely took the wrong... We definitely took the wrong path. Yeah, I'm aware how loot works. Thank you. Also, it's not really loot when you're picking up the own shit that you lost because somebody got killed. He couldn't, not even one death's door hit. Couldn't even resist. Okay, we've got to figure out where the Locust Beacon is. As much as I would love to bail out of the dungeon now, and it does really feel like sort of the smart move, we can't do it. We've got to figure out where the hell this Locust Beacon is. I can't come into this blind anymore. This team is not ideal, but I still feel like they've got enough with 4 campfires left in them. They can afford to fight a little more, and one of them is never coming out of the dungeon ever again anyway, so it hardly matters. The moving attacks are going to be a bit of a problem. The one thing I can take solace in, though, my strategy did sort of work here. I mean, we didn't fight another Mammoth Cyst on our way back to a pathway which we would know leads to the Locust Beacon. We're getting really good criticals out of Alex Summers, man. It's definitely a too little too late scenario because of that damn critical that slipped through on a marked target. I'm starting to wonder if maybe we don't need a way to clear marks. I think that ability is genuinely kind of shitty, but these Fleshhounds are the most dangerous thing in the Darkest Dungeon. They're the most dangerous thing we've encountered. Diana Prince is going to spend the whole friggin' fight stunned. That's beautiful. No, I need more Jacques, please. 7 damage on the antibody and a kill on the Fleshhound, which we should follow up with another kill. All right. We have gotten some good utility out of Thor Girl. I can't gainsay what she has brought to the table. She's done a fantastic job. This guy with just his stunning secretions, though, is like is just borderline enough to take down our 3-man team. So we have won the fight, but we're in dire straits. I kind of feel like we have to camp here.
Remind yourself that
we're fighting this one out to the bitter end.
An insidious killer.
I'm real salty about the fact that we couldn't resist a single death blow. Although, you know what? We did kind of buck the odds a little bit earlier with the whole death blow avoidance thing. We maybe got a little bit luckier than we should have. Can you stand tall yourself? No. We, in fact, just discovered that a moment ago. Well, we might as well... No, I didn't mean to do that, but ultimately it's not going to matter. Let's prevent nighttime ambush because it gives us a monstrous heal. Ordinarily, I would not use wound care on anybody under any circumstances, but we don't need stress relief right now, and we do have a couple people who are injured. Producing a random supply item doesn't really seem that useful. Nobody has stress, though, and the only other thing we could do is, snuff box or bolster. I guess we'll pilfer. 2 food. I mean, it's something. Can we eat that food while camping? Oh, we can. Well, there you go. 4 extra healing. So we did technically get healing from that in sort of a roundabout fashion. The rations will carry us. Yeah, it turns out provisions haven't really ever been a problem that we've had in the belly of the beast. It's mostly just people keep getting friggin' afflicted or killed. Our stress management in this one has been so good, too. We just can't catch a friggin' break. The belly of the beast doesn't let up, man. It just doesn't let up. We know this room is safe. We have a safe pathway back to what I think may be the room that contains the locust beacon. But even if we get there, we're probably ultimately going to wind up having to flee anyway. This fight is... we're not going to 3-man a boss. We're just not going to do it. We may not even be able to 3-man our way through the teleporting guy. I mean, we've got a fight right here with the mammoth cyst. I think it's in this room. And if he teleports us again, we're in trouble. Especially if he oh, he's actually doesn't even get a chance to go. He's going to straight up die because he still has light damage ticking on us from our long-lost plague doctor. So there's literally no chance that guy could come. Okay, well, this fight is won, then we don't really need to do anything. There you go. That was exciting. So is the locust beacon going to be...
So too will resistance.
Well, if nothing else, we have eliminated one room as the location for the locust beacon. We know it's... Wait. This says quest location. Is this it? Oh, this is it! So what do we do here? Okay. Activate the portal. I'm the world's stupidest man. I almost bailed out of a quest that was effectively done, and I really am glad I looked at the map because this team did it. We did it. Continue adventuring? No. We've had our fill of the belly of the beast. The locust beacon is active. We accidentally bass-backwards our way into a win. Let's get the hell out of here. It did cost us the life of Mary McCabe in order to do it, but she, you know, she's been a great trooper, solid asset to the team. Now I just wonder, the belly of the beast is done. Take that, Guy Fieri. We kicked you in the guts from the inside. How does it feel? Probably no different than eating a meal at one of your restaurants, I'm going to assume. There's probably no different than it felt when you ate that garbage can full of nachos. We came out alive, so we didn't even lose another trooper. Which is, okay, we got Hyromania. Hyromania replaced what? Itself? Oh, wait, what did it replace? Hyromania replaced Ruins Phobe. I'll take that. That's an objective upgrade, actually. Resolution, we'll never drink. That's largely irrelevant. Backtracker replaced On Guard. That's terrible. And we picked up a small case of syphilis for Thorgirl. Well, when you sleep your way around brothels and other inns and bars of Asgard, I mean, you know, a little syphilitic infection. It's gonna happen. Asgard is not, you know, science and sorcery are one and the same in Asgard, but apparently their science and sorcery hasn't still come up with the cure for penicillin there. Labor force. Historically, seasonal laborers have been loath to make the long journey along the old road, but harsh economic conditions have driven them to desperations. We get a free building upgrade. Do we even have a building that needs upgraded? Abby, you're full. Sanitarium. Also, not fully upgraded. We could take the patient cells and increase that to 3. What else do we have that's not fully up? Tavern's done. I know the survivalist camp is absolutely not fully upgraded. Tempting, but I don't really feel like we're going to be... nope, that's not what I wanted at all. What about the old wagon down here? The nomad wagon?
Of my failings.
The nomad wagon actually is fully upgraded. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we'll take the final upgrade on the sanitarium. Patient cells now 100% ready to go. So what does that leave us to do then? Let's take a look at our scroll and see what's still on the member. So, okay, so we've done check, check, check. We got check marks all the way down here. What are we looking for? Complete the final Darkest Dungeon quest. Which, the only thing we haven't done is raise an... Wait a minute. Is it raise an abomination on level 6? The only thing we haven't done? Complete... Okay, no, we have done that. What have we not done? We haven't got a level 6 highwayman. Wow. Literally one of the first characters you start with in the game, and we don't have one who's level 6. That's kind of amusing, actually. I'm not a big fan of highwaymen. They're not that great. We should try and... I guess we should try and fully upgrade the survivalist, because we could be coming up on the very, very end of our Darkest Dungeon action. We can trade in some of these trinkets, right? Let's get rid of portraits. We have no use for those. We don't want deeds, though. We want... What is it? We need crests, right? So let's take... Oh, back to portraits, please. let's take 10 and turn it into 30. And then that should give us enough to upgrade our survivalist. Yes, okay. And then we need 92. Can we get there? I mean, we can get another 30 here. And then what if we go with busts? Busts can only be traded in for those. At the kind of a weird ratio. We have abundance of busts, so let's just get ourselves all the way home. I want to do as many upgrades as possible. 51, that's good enough. Take 34 of our busts, we turn those in. Now we upgrade our survivalist to the final. And that's it. That's like fully upgraded Hamlet, baby. In fact, we just got the achievement, I think, for Hamlet restored to its former glory. Everything is fully upgraded. Yeah, we got a veteran antiquarian. Do I want to pick up a roster slot for an antiquarian? No, an antiquarian is actually one of the few things I don't really care about picking up a roster slot for. I could go for the completionist action here and power level, or try to power level. There isn't much more you can do in town right now. It's time to embark on a quest. Hey, don't tell me how to play the game, Darkest Dungeon. I'm the man who's looking to beat the final dungeon here. I'm just curious if I have a team that's going to be even close to capable of doing that. What do we have that can still go into a Darkest Dungeon at this point? So we have, okay, we've got Polaris. Buffy, we're never taking an antiquarian in the Darkest Dungeon. That's just absurd. Constantine, Catherine Bishop, Slade Wilson. We could take an Abomination. We got the Guardian. We got Jamie Madrox. We got Rachel Roth and Mortimer Toynbee. You have a disease? What is it? Hemophilia is not that big of a deal, and you could cure that. So what is in the final dungeon, then? Let's go take a peek at this before we wrap things up. Kill the Heart of Darkness. It's a short dungeon, which means we won't get a camp. At last, the twisted heart of the world is laid bare for sword or supplication. Kill the Heart of Darkness. Do I have what it takes to go forth and fight Henry James' work? I mean, probably. I really like Henry James, although he could be a little verbose and hard to wait. That wasn't Henry James. That was Joseph Conrad. Oh, Pete, your education, your lack thereof is showing. Confusing Joseph Conrad with Henry James. Both of them probably just rolled over in their graves. Henry James, because he would have thought Conrad was like an inelegant brute. And Conrad, because he definitely would have thought that Henry James was like a wordy, hoity-toity, overly supercilious, and I'm just making up words now. Supercilious is a word, it means haughty. But, yeah, he would have thought he was like a pretentious douchebag and probably really pedantic because Henry James used really, really elaborate sentence structures. They would have hated each other. Possibly even, just straight up thrown down. It'd been like, let's do this, fisticuffs. Put up your dukes, man. Put up your dukes. So what team would we take in to go and try and do that? If it's a one-off fight where our only goal is to kill, we don't necessarily have a bad team for that. We could take Deathstroke and Catherine Bishop. That would give us some mark synergies and bonuses against one big target, which I'm going to assume the Heart of Darkness is probably one big target. We'd have Jamie Madrox in there maybe for backup, or James Harper. I kind of like that paradigm. What if we went like the Guardian, Catherine Bishop, Slade Wilson, and then maybe a John Constantine or a Lorna Dane? It seems like a party that could win, but what if we try and throw in Mortimer Toynbee instead? It's a little bit of a different paradigm. What if we forego Catherine Bishop, have Slade Wilson mark for himself? We would do Deathstroke, we would do the Guardian, Toad, and then a healer of some variety, which we could probably get by with John Constantine. He might have a little more offensive oomph, and he definitely has more to offer in targets of direct healing. And you know what else I'm thinking about? There's an ability we never really use against bosses that is quite good against bosses. One, we could vulnerability hex him, which would give us a way to have additional mark synergies for Slade Wilson. Something I don't necessarily hate, but also Weakening Curse is very good as well. How debuff resistant, though, is our boy gonna be? That's the question. My guess is the final boss has got to be pretty resistant to Weakening Curse. Otherwise, everybody just go in and throw Weakening Curses at him until he was dead. But hey, what are we out? Let's say we take that party in and that party goes fully down in flames. What really have we lost? Other than James Harper, who will be missed, the rest of that team feels pretty expendable. They're basically the cast of a Stallone movie, and I think that may be what we do. But right now, I'm going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. And if you'd like to see the culmination of like 130 some episodes of Darkest Dungeon as this bad moon rises, trouble's on the way. Might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes of Darkest Dungeon every Monday, Wednesday. Oh, no, sorry. Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays for Darkest Dungeon. Right now, though, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Maybe, just maybe, for the last time on this run.